There we go. All right, back for another week of stats and real estate info. Got Tom joining me here from Guild Mortgage, Tom Goldsmith, and I'm Spencer.Leamer with Realogic Sotheby's International Realty in Bellevue, Washington. And I'm joining you from the beautiful Big Sky state of Montana today. Getting a little vacation time in. So, Tom, how are you doing today?
I'm doing really well. Hi, everybody. Tom Goldsmith, Guild Mortgage, located in Bellevue. Although I had to join Spencer, he's doing the Montana background. I did the Walla Walla background. So I'm trying to stay up with Spencer. You know, he sets the bar way up here. So,
well, let's just jump right into it. Let me share my screen and we'll look at some stats here.
Okay.
Let's
go
over to my numbers and share that. All right, so we are looking here at Federal Way to Everett. And these are the weekly stats we've got here. Green is new listings, red is sold, yellow is pending. So you see this last week, we had a major dip in new listings compared to last week and previous weeks. I think I'm going to chalk that up to being 4th of July weekend and just really not a great time to sell your house.
It's a pretty common, that's an annual thing you see. So
yeah, so we'll probably see that tick back up next week, back closer to where we were in weeks past. And then pendings, sales obviously trending down, but sales and pendings still exceeding, now exceeding the new listings, which we haven't seen for several weeks now. But we'll see what next week brings when it's not a holiday.
Right.
So now let's go over to these stats here. And these are just, we've got East Side, which is basically Bothell to Renton, and, east of Lake Washington. Then we got Seattle. Those are two of our biggest markets here in the King County area. And you can see here, condo single families and median days on market, 22 to 24 for this last week on the active listings, and 7 days for both condos and single families in about 30 days prior to that. So it's been, same trend as we saw last week, continuing to increase on the days on market. And then the percent of ask price is right there, about 100. Inventory, 238 actives on the condos, 981 on the single family homes. Here on the east side, 590, 1.4 million on the median price points. And these are for sales, not actives. And similar story here in Seattle, got a little bit longer median days on market, and same percent of ask price. Inventory, a little bit more on the condo side and a little bit less on the single family side. Do have definitely a bigger condo market there in the Seattle area versus the east side, so that's why you're seeing that. And 550 on the median price for condo, and 932 on the median single family home price. And I just want to note the disparity between a condo and a single family home on the east side. If you are looking to get into the real estate market, a condo with an HOA is not a bad way to go. My wife and I bought a condo for our first place, 2-bedroom, over on the east side, because we knew those prices were going to appreciate. It's a good area, well-managed city. And indeed, they have. And they would have even without COVID doing the crazy stuff that it did in the last 2 years. So we're happy with that. And yes, we've had a special assessment and it was $2 million. And
What that cost?
It increased our dues went from about $530 a month to a little over $800
Wow.
a month. So, and 5 to 6 is kind of average for the east side and for Seattle for that matter. And 800 is definitely on the higher side. When you get into like high-rise condo or something like that, you're looking at like $1 or $2 per square foot on your HOA dues. So like over $1,000 a month on some of those high-rise condo buildings. They come with a lot more amenities, but
still a great alternative
mm-hmm.
to into the real estate market as a stepping stone.
Totally, 100%. And if you can find one that doesn't have a rental cap, or maybe has a short waiting list, and you want to maybe turn that into an investment property in the next, after you live there for 2-3 years, find one that's, got the flocked wallpaper, was grandma's condo, and, needs new countertops and cabinets and tile. And, that's what we did. And we put about 20 grand into it when we first moved in 2018. And we're getting ready to put probably another 30, 40, maybe 30 grand into the kitchen and the primary bathroom to finish it off and rent it out for, $3,000 a month to somebody at Google or Facebook or whatever.
Sounds great.
So yeah, it's not a bad way to go. The HOA gets a hard rap a lot of times, but and most of them are underfunded these days because of inflation. And they're run by volunteers for the most part. Yeah, you've got a property manager helping them out usually, so that makes a huge difference. We've had 3 different property managers in ours in the last 4 years or so, which is a lot. It's a high turnover rate for sure. But yeah, still not displeased with our buying decision. Anyways, a little bit about condos there. Let's look at one more thing here. And I want to show you actually 2 more things. We're going to look at, go back here and hide this thing so I can see my tab. Come over here to this. We've got June preliminary numbers finally. And move this out of the way. And you can see things are ticking down. We've got a lot more active inventory than we do sold inventory, and pendings are down as well for the month of June, which previously you kind of see pendings down, but the complete opposite trend on inventory scale for sale versus sold,
Totally.
Which had a lot to do with COVID and all the free money that everybody was getting. And I've heard stories from landlords. They were selling all of their inventory off because of the eviction moratoriums and whatnot, and created all this inventory, but it didn't go back into the rental market. It went to, primary homeowner. And so yeah, you had a lot of things selling, but still that didn't really affect inventory too much. And then the other thing I wanted to look at was, this is always an interesting graph. You see days on market ticking up here over the months. Not a huge amount on this particular set of info. This is just King County in general. But this is interesting. Days on market for monthly inventory for closed sales. Last year, June, you had a little under half a month of supply, we call it. And this June, we've got 1.3 months of supply. And it's still not a balanced market in terms of seller versus buyer. But we are up about 68% or 61% compared to last month, and 202% year over year. So
which
that's
basically puts an end to a lot of the competitive offers and that
exactly
sort of thing.
100%. You're seeing a lot, again, going back to the other set of data, 100% of list price versus on the median versus, 106% on the median, or 108 like we saw, in 2021 around this time. And to have a balanced market, they say you need to have about 6 months of inventory, about 4 to 6 months. And then a seller's market is less than 3 months. Neutral market, 3 to 6 months inventory based on sold properties. So we're not quite there yet, but we're trending in the right direction for a balanced market. So, and then let's go look at some significant sales. I had to actually pull it down to over 10 million. I started at 20 just to see what we had, but there was nothing last week. So we got 3 properties here that sold over 10 million. And you got one in Laurelhurst, always a beautiful neighborhood. 5-bedroom, 3 1/4 bath, sold for 12.5 million. Just a little bit under what they listed at, 96% of list price, sold by Terry and Darius over at Coldwell Banker. And 6,500 square feet with a daylight basement. Got some pretty amazing views there.
Yeah.
If I had 12 million, you bet. Look at this though, cash, all cash.
That was a cash deal?
That was a cash sale. So good for that person.
Wow.
They're doing something right. And then you got another 5-bedroom, 4 1/4 bath, 5,500 square feet over in the Westlake Sammamish area, right on the water. Again, $5.3 million, originally listed at 6.1. Ouch.
I'm sure
3-story, multi-level. All the things right on the water. Can't beat it. Lake Sammamish, great schools, nice dock there.
Pretty.
Yeah, get a nice sunrise view out of that sunrise view out of Westlake Sammamish there. Pretty beautiful finishes. Oh, and how long was this on the market? This was on the market for a whopping 62 days on the market. The first one was 1 day. So there you go. All right, and then we got this one on Mercer Island here. 5-bedroom, 6 1/2 bath, 7,800 square foot monster. Sold for 7.15 million, 2 days on the market at 102% of what they asked for it. It has a state-of-the-art spa, sauna, steam room, massage room, cold plunge room, and a gym, and tons of room.
Cold plunge.
For entertaining. Have you ever done a cold plunge?
No. I mean, I've gone swimming on New Year's Day.
So the hotel, there's a hotel called the Post Hotel in Leavenworth.
Yeah.
You're familiar with it. Beautiful hotel. And their spa area has all these different, they have like 4 different saunas in there, and all these different rooms. And one of them is a cold saltwater plunge. So you can jump right out of the sauna or the hot tub and go get your cold plunge on to stimulate all that good blood circulation.
Okay.
Yeah, so check it out. I think it's only about $600 a night now.
Yeah.
But they do feed you 2 very square meals a day. So with
Nice.
their 5-star chef that's in there, it's pretty nice. Yeah, built in 2019. All the bells and whistles for $7.15 million. Big old modern front door there.
That's a big front door.
And those are fun to watch them put in.
Those doors.
They are, yeah, this thing probably weighs,
I was gonna say, it looks like it weighs about 5,000 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah, beautiful house. And the spa, of course. Room for all of your exotic cars. And tons of room for entertaining your international guests when they fly in on your private jet. So cool stuff there. Tom, do you want to jump into mortgages and let us know what's going on there?
Yeah. It's 4th of July week, not a lot going on. Things have stabilized. We have seen a decline in mortgage applications as understood by, the rising rates, and the holiday weekend and all of that. So that's why we're kind of seeing a drop in that. We're seeing a stabilization in the rates. Actually, they've ticked down just a little bit. We're a bit under 6%. But like we touched on last week, this is really the new normal. People are finally, it takes time, right? People are naturally upset when rates are super low and then they jump like this. People are like, oh, why didn't I? Well, okay, you didn't. You didn't pull the trigger back then, but do it now because like we said last week, marry the house, date the rate, get the house secured, or in what you said, condos are great right now. The price point on those is terrific.
Yeah.
Get in there. The rate, sure, if it's 5.75 or 6%, yeah, that's where they are. And there's not much you can do about it. So just get the house. And then down the line, you can always refinance if the rates drop. And of course, if rates go up, you're happy to have what you have. So, but we have seen things, flatten out just a bit, both in rates and purchase prices. And we're not seeing the competitive nature of offers. We're not seeing 10, 15 offers go in, as we pointed out on that graph that you showed. Literally I'm seeing 1 offer at full price.
Yeah.
Or 2 offers at full price. Last week we had a little anomaly. We had 4 offers on one property. We were able to get it. My clients were able to get it at full price. Because two offers were low, 1 was higher than ours, but they took ours because the listing agents knew who I was and trusted me. So, but that was sort of a one-off deal. Really, the deals we're seeing right now is just 1 offer, maybe 2.
Mm-hmm.
But
and
a lot fewer offers are going in right now.
Yeah, I'm seeing the same thing. And you may still not have a ton of contingencies in your offer getting it accepted. Maybe an inspection contingency if it's not competitive. But even if you are competing against one other offer, you're still going to have to be competitive to some extent. But we're not seeing the fifth, 150% escalations like we've seen 6 months ago. We're just not seeing that anymore. And it's a great time, great buying opportunity. I think we'll continue to see good buying opportunities in the weeks and months ahead, going into the fall and maybe into early 2023. When was the best time to buy a house, Tom? 25 years ago. When's the second best time to buy a house? Today.
Right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
interestingly, by things having calmed down a little bit, we're getting things closed very quickly. I'm getting things closed in 2 to 3 weeks. But the other interesting thing, I've had 2 straight purchases now. So when we run a client's application and everything through the Fannie Mae computer, it spits out an approval and it gives us conditions. You require this, and that's what we use as a framework to get documentation from the client. We know kind of upfront what Fannie Mae is looking for, so we're able to get the baseline information, but sometimes the computer will spit out conditions that they need extra documentation based on what is on the application. So 2 straight purchases now, I've had the approvals come out and give us a property inspection waiver. What that
with 20% down or
with
less?
20, yeah, both were 20% down.
Okay.
And I've seen them with 10% down, but 20% down, I've gotten 2 straight property inspection waivers, which those of you who don't know what that is, that just means that we're not required to get an appraisal in the transaction. Guess what that does? That saves the client about $900.
And about a week of time, right?
And a week of time. Yeah. So we're seeing a little bit more of that, of basically the Fannie Mae computer seeing the price on the home, and basically the Fannie Mae saying, okay, you know what? We got that. We think that is exactly what that place is worth. We don't need an appraisal.
Wow.
And it's been great because, like you said, it gives us a little time, and more importantly, it saves the buyer about $900.
So probably not the norm right now, but the fact that you're even seeing that.
Yeah, and I haven't seen one in a while. And here I've had 2 straight purchases where I've got the property inspection waiver.
That's crazy. Yeah. What else? Anything else going on in the
pretty quiet this week?
World?
Yeah, pretty quiet this week. I did my daily reading on CNBC and that sort of thing, and they all say the same thing as I'm saying. Things have stabilized. But one interesting thing I read was and it's just interesting. It doesn't really have much to do with anything, but I just thought I'd throw it out. They listed the top 10 cities where the average sales price on a home is over $1 million. And Seattle's on that list.
You bet your bippy it is.
Yeah. The top 5 were like New York, LA, San Jose, San Francisco, and I forget the other one. But then the next tier down was Seattle, several others.
All the usual suspects. Anybody weird on that list that you weren't expecting?
No. Pretty much was who I expected on that.
Yeah.
They also had a list of fewest sold homes under over $1 million, and it was like, places in Missouri,
Little Rock, Arkansas.
It's places like that where you can get yourself a freaking 5,000 square foot home for $700,000.
Oh my gosh. On that note, one of our friends bought a house over in Illinois, or no, sorry, Missouri. And it was it's huge. It's massive. There's indoor like lap pool and everything. It's out on property in the woods, and it was designed by the guy that designs all of the Bass Pro Shops.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you can imagine, if you've ever been in a Bass Pro Shop, you can imagine
It's like
what that
lodgy.
house would look at. Very lodgy and like very unique, and like custom rock work, and all that stuff. It's a pretty cool house. I haven't been to it yet, but
What'd they pay for it?
oh gosh, I can't remember. I want to say it was right around $1 million, or maybe even less.
In comparison, what do you think it'd be worth around here?
Oh, 4 million.
Yeah, something.
4 or 5
Yeah.
million. Yeah. It's crazy. So
yeah. So that's kind of it on the
Missouri.
mortgage side of things. We're we're staying busy. If you've got people out there looking to even just figure out what they can afford right now based on the new rates or everything, it's really important to get them in and do loan applications, so that and there's nothing to commit to when you do a loan application. It's just so we can figure out what it is you can afford or what you want to afford. And it's a perfect first step before you even look at homes, because you can look at homes all day long online and dream, but unless you really know the numbers.
Yeah, if you're ready to put the pedal to the metal and get out there and start shopping houses, get a pre-approval. Tom, how can people get a hold of you to do that?
It's real simple. They can call me. My number is 206-948-9071. They can text me at that same number. They can email me at tom@thomasgoldsmith.com. Or they can just do an application on my website, which is at www.thomasgoldsmith.com. And there's a little blue button that says apply now. You just click that, set up your account, and you just do the application. It's pretty simple. But that's what people need to do. If they just are interested in asking questions or anything like that, just to kind of feel things out, just call me anytime, even on the weekends.
Yeah, even if you're not even sure if you're serious, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think applying for a mortgage is this big scary thing, and it's really not.
It's really not. No, it seems daunting, but it's not. It's really simple, especially when you're in the preliminary steps. It's just like, hey, we just want to look at the numbers, see what you got.
Yeah. You don't go to the grocery store, right, without knowing how much you have in your bank account. Same deal going to shop for houses. Figure out, how much they're gonna.
Yeah. What can we afford every month?
Exactly.
Or want to afford.
Talk to a professional, and then when you're ready to go shop for houses, you call me.
That guy right there.
You know how to get a hold of me. I'll put all Tom and I's contact information in the notes, and we'll see you guys next week. Appreciate you stopping by. Leave us a comment, leave us some likes. Appreciate those. We're always looking for suggestions on, what you, the consumer, find valuable. So if we don't hear from you, then we don't know, and we're just kind of guessing. So leave us comments, leave some likes, send us emails, call us, text us, whatever. Thanks for stopping by, Tom. Have yourself a great day out there in Walla Walla.
You enjoy Montana.
I will. We're here for another day. So
all right,
see you guys this weekend.
All right, take care.
Peace.